today I'm going to teach you how to get the circumference and the area of a circle. In case you don't know what circumference or area is, I'll tell you. Area is the very light white part over here. So the area of the circle is the inside part of the circle. I can say this part is the area of the square. And the circumference is the outline of the circle. So we cannot get the area of the circumference because it's just a line. But we don't say circumference when we do a square or any other polygons. We say it's the perimeter. So I'll teach you how to find out how to get the area or circumference of a circle. First, the circumference is C equals pi. Pi is 3.1411592 and blah blah blah. It's an infinitesimal number. Pi times double the radius times 2. So specifically, it's just the diameter. The radius is half of the diameter, which is this part over right here. So it's pi times the diameter. So pi is 3.1411592, as I said, blah blah blah. So the diameter fits in exactly 3 times, but a little left in this line. And the star was this. This much is 3.14. That's why pi isn't really just 3. It's 3.141592 and blah blah blah. So the circumference must be pi times the diameter. This is the formula. So this is how you get the circumference. Now I'm going to teach you how to get the area. So D equals the diameter or R times 2, right? Now we're not gonna double it to find the area. We're gonna square it. Squaring just means doubling itself. So 8 squared just means 8 times 8, and 5 squared just means 5 times 5. And also R squared means R times R. To find the area, we need to do A equals area. So A equals pi again times R, not diameter, which is doubled R, but square R. So if you write this more harder, it's specifically pi times R times R. The radius squared is this much, and then you times that as pi. So now we know this formula to find the area. Now we're going to do one practice problem, and then you can do it by yourself. Let's find the circumference and the area of this circle. So all we know is the radius is 5 meters. But luckily, that's all we need to know. So the circumference first is specifically the diameter times 3.14. And this is 10. So all we need to do is 10 times 3.14. So it was 31.4. So now we need to find the area. So it's radius squared, which is 25 meters squared. I'm not going to write it like this. So let's see. So it's 25 meters squared times 3.14 equals 78.5 meters. But this is the area, so we need to add squared. So the area was 78.5 meters squared. So this was one practice problem. You can do it by yourself. Let's do about 6 pieces. So if we intersect them, 3 here, it is supposed to form a rectangular shape, but it's not barely a rectangle. If we cut the circle into smaller pieces, like many of them, we can get more like a rectangle shape. So it's more like a rectangle shape than last time. The more we cut, the more we get a rectangle. And how much do we need to cut? Well, the answer is we need to cut it infinite many times to fill inside. So the shape will basically just be like this. Whichever way we cut this part would be always the radius, if this is the middle. All of these fractions have this side as the radius, because the radius can go like anywhere it wants, because the length will all be the same. So this is the radius. If one of these fractions were a meters, this must be a meters. Here, we need to add here. But if this is infinite many times, the base will be just this much. Because one of these fractions will be look like this. It will be thin. So this part will be a part of the circumference. You might be wondering why this part isn't the circumference. The reason why this isn't the circumference, because you haven't think about the upper part. So this is just basically half the circumference. So this is the radius. So the area of a circle is just basically its half circumference times its radius. And the way to find the circumference formula is C equals pi times radius times 2, as I said before. So this must be the circumference. It will be half of this. So half the circumference times its radius is the circle's area. So this was how to find the circumference and the area of the circle. Thanks.